Hi and welcome to Rockin The Planet. I'm Shane and I'm so glad you could join me this week to help celebrate more of the wealth of great New Zealand talent. This week we get to chat and listen to the band Winefinger, whose self-penned songs combine great blues riffs with stunning harmonies. And I'm also thrilled to meet in person a man whose music is an inspiring mix of acoustic rock, reggae and traditional Maori cultural themes. Ricky Harawira. But before we meet my VIP guests, let's see who's been rocking the planet this week. Well, this is one for the books. On July the 27th, the History Channel starts a new series titled Ozzy and Jack's World Detour. It's billed as a father and son spoof on history. Yes, Ozzy and Jack Osbourne, father and son, have teamed up to make a documentary series visiting historical sites all around the world like Stonehenge, the Alamo, and the Sun Recording Studios in Memphis. Ozzy Osbourne, yes, he's going to be making his last ever live appearance, apparently, on February the 4th in 2017 in Birmingham, in England, his hometown, where it all started from. I wonder if it will last that long. Anyway, I'm going to get to my first VIP guest now, and that is a wonderful band, fantastic band. I've been out there, seen them live. They'll rock your socks off. They're called Winefinger. How are you guys? Good to see you all here. You can shake my hand. Kevin, what a grip. Hey, Kevin. Now, Kevin Miller, I'll start with Kevin. The Winefinger, that's a great name. How do we get that name, just to get things started?
Well, Grant, how did we get that name?
We were sat around one night rehearsing after some wine, and my fingers didn't work because of the wine. So I mentioned I had Winefinger, and
we kind of liked it.
We liked it.
It's a great
name.
Stuck.
Yeah. We've stuck with it, and
we've stuck with the wine as well as the name, right?
Yes, I noticed that you're dear to my heart all about this stuff, you know. I mean, I'm a wine connoisseur, and that's why I thought these guys have got to be on the show. And I see you've indulged very nicely.
Yeah, we're thrilled to be here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's a thrill for me too. Now, Kevin, you're from Canada.
I noticed that.
I hear the accent. Now, long-time resident here in New Zealand?
Been in New Zealand for 25 years, almost to the day.
From Canada, a big step. Was that an immigration thing? You just come over?
I came over in 1991 for 24 months, but I just didn't figure out which 24 months it was.
Okay.
So I've been here since.
It's one of those little overseas trips, and you just laid back.
Fell in love with the place. I'm here by choice. I
Yeah.
love it here. I've got 3 kids, 2 of whom were born here.
Yeah.
One of them works down at Weather Workshops, and the other one's in New Zealand Army.
Yep.
And one of them is back in Canada right now.
How did you end up meeting these guys? I mean, you played music over here. Were you a soloist?
No. I met Grant first through Grant.
And Grant here is a Pom. He's just like me. He's one of us.
But he's okay.
He's an Englishman.
Happy to be here.
Living in New Zealand, and very happy too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so we met through almost through Trade Me.
Find someone.
It wasn't quite Find Someone.
No.
It was an ad for a guy who was setting up a band. He was looking for a guitarist. On one advert, there was also another advert for a vocalist. I turned up completely blind.
And it was a Neil Young tribute band.
Neil Young tribute band, that's
really?
right. So yeah, we turned up to this rehearsal and played with that band, which eventually ended up not being a Neil Young covers band, and played with them for a few years, and then that kind of went its separate ways, as bands do, and Kevin and I carried on working together and writing and various other things, and then probably about 3 years ago, met Rusty and Grunter and
the funeral that I was directing.
So you're a funeral director.
Funeral
This is crazy.
And it was the funeral of the last bass player. So
You're joking?
No, I'm not joking. So we got talking about it, and
You didn't have a hand in that or anything? No.
no.
Okay. You want a job, eh?
he wanted the job. He wanted the job. So yeah, so over the last 3 or 4 years, we've got together, played, written.
It's just evolved. But you're all living in different parts of the country, aren't you? I mean, really, you're in Dannyburg, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And you run a butcher shop down there?
Butcher shop and Undertakers. Yeah.
And you're also the local band.
And the local band, yes.
So great stuff. So, and you've all evolved, and now songwriting, that didn't come straight away. You two guys write a lot of songs together.
Yep.
We've been writing together for probably the last 4,
2, 3,
well, actually longer than that, probably 4 or 5 years now.
Yep.
Gradually evolving.
And beautiful songs, I must say. I heard you at the
very
gig,
much.
and I was just blown away by the musicianship and everything. And of course, not having a drummer, by the way, Young man over here with the wine finger hat. You are
Russell?
lovely having you here, mate, and you're stuck over the back there. But the drum thing, do you use a drum kit on stage when you're working live?
Yeah,
Or do you just keep you with the boombox thing?
I've been playing on and off for years, and just the acoustic thing. I've
Yeah.
got more into more of the percussion.
Yeah, and now are you going to be recording some albums or CDs or?
We have tons of original material, so Grant and I do a lot of writing together, and then these guys just make it go to the next level.
Okay, Kevin, now there's a
advice.
song that you're going to perform for us, and there's a bit of history behind this song.
Yes.
And it'd be nice to tell the people about it. You were telling me in the green room earlier about you wrote it in Ontario. You were obviously
right.
on a visit back to Canada.
Yes. So almost a year ago exactly, I was back in Ontario in Canada. My son had been unwell, and so I went back to help bring him back to health, so to speak. And so where I stayed was my ex-wife's sister had a spot over her garage where I could stay. So for about 6 weeks, I slept over a garage in a place called Elora, Ontario.
Yeah.
Beautiful town. Population 17 in the winter, and in the summer, dozens more. And so I had a lot of time to spend thinking, and a lot of time. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. It's on a gorge. It's called, funny enough, the Elora Gorge. And so I came back, and Grant and I are a songwriting duo. So he's the poet, and I'm the good looks. You know.
I can see that.
So I came back and told Grant this story. So he's the poet. So normally what we do is I'll come up with the music, and Grant comes up with the words, the lyrics, poetry. We'll talk about the emotion behind something, or
And it was all about that
it was all
experience.
about that experience in Elora, which is a gorgeous place. And I was so thankful for Tracy Hudson, my ex or sister-in-law, who so graciously put me up over her garage. And it was really an ode to the wonderful time I had there during a very stressful period.
Okay, well, it sounds like it's a very interesting song. Great lyrics by the sound.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to hear it now. Where's Winefinger with Gorgeous Elora?
Float down a river, she blew it in the sky above. Oh yeah. She paints a picture of our love. I creak my paddle as we float on by. You don't get pushed without no shove. Moonlight white, supping on a shine. I drive her roads like twisting vines. Pines and rocks like my favorite pair of socks. These are those old Elora times. Oh, you sing so sweet, oh my Elora. Oh, you knock me off my feet, oh my Elora. Waiting for my boy, old Elora's will. A half-hour drive takes a while you're sitting still. Oh yeah. Surfing on a couch, feeling like a slouch. With gorgeous Elora, time to kill. Chorus. Oh, you sing so sweet, oh my Elora. Oh, you knock me off my feet. Oh my Elora. Bridge. Got a chorus. One more. picture of our love. Creak my paddle as we float on by, with gorgeous Laura, time to kill. With gorgeous Laura, time to kill. With gorgeous Laura, time to kill. One more. With gorgeous Laura, time to kill.
Gorgeous Allura, beautiful story, a beautiful song, great sentiments, and Winefinger performing. Oh, what a wonderful song, guys.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
know
you.
there's a heap more because I've heard them live. Now, are you working live anywhere at the moment? Are you going to be out there working some gigs? You guys, you got something lined
We've
up?
got a couple of private gigs lined up. We're obviously always in talks with various venues and bars and what have you. But happy to play parties and get in touch. We've got.
Well, I'm going to have to get you out to do one of our Sunday showcases, the Rockin The Planet with Shane Sunday showcases.
Fantastic.
We've got one lined up now for August the 21st at Point Chev RSA, but we'll have another one a couple of months later. So before Christmas, we'll get you to do that. And I know you are actually booked to perform at Rock the Hive this year in Green Hive in Auckland,
the hospice
where I
charity
first saw
gig,
you last year, and you absolutely blew me away. And I know you're going to be blowing a lot of people away with your music. There's a lot of talent here, man. It's just brewing. You just don't let it sit there. Get out there and rock your socks off, all right?
Thank you.
Wish you all the best, Winefinger. It's been great having you on the show.
Thank you, Shane.
Good
Thank you,
guys.
Shane.
Thank you.
Good on
to
you
meet you.
guys.
Respect, yeah, man, respect.
Even the funeral director. Welcome back to Rockin' the Planet. I'm Shane, and I'm here to tell you there's a great gig you got to be at. It's the Auckland Jazz and Blues Club every single Tuesday of the week at the Point Chev RSA. The featured act on June the 28th is the Sisters of Swing. Not to be missed, I'm telling you. They do some of the great songs made famous by the Andrews Sisters. If you're into that beautiful swing thing, you're going to love it. So the Auckland Jazz and Blues Club on June the 28th, Point Chev RSA, 7 p.m. And don't forget, yours truly is playing on July the 1st at the Thirsty Dog Tavern with the mighty Shazam Band. We'll be having a ball with good old Thirsty Dog, our first gig back in Auckland for some time. So Friday night, the 1st of July, the Thirsty Dog Tavern, K Road. See you there. Now to my next VIP guest. It is such a pleasure to welcome him here. I have to say, Mr. Ricky Hawira.
Good
How
morning
are you, mate?
in the evening.
Good morning.
Kia ora.
Good on you. Kia ora.
doing,
Yeah, that's
Shane?
the lovely way. Now, Ricky, it's great to have you here, man. You've got a new single out, and I'm a big fan of yours. I love your music. You've had some fantastic songs out just recently, and you're going to play us some music tonight, and I know I'm going to just love it, lap it up. I want to play your Greenstone Gold video in a little while, once we get to know who you are and where you're from. So where's it all started for you, Rick?
North Shore, Auckland.
You're a North Shore boy?
Yeah.
What, Takapuna or
I was born in Custer Bay.
Custer Bay? Yeah.
My father's was born in Te Kau, up the very far north.
Far north,
And he
okay.
moved to Ahipara,
Yeah.
and then he was raised pretty much in Whangarei, and
Yeah.
he was a showman like yourself.
A showman?
Started in
Entrepreneur?
the Whangarei area in the 50s, and then he
Yeah.
got on the Moral Rearmament show, which went all the way around the world when he was 21.
How about Mum? Is she from up north as well?
No, Mum's she's from Hamilton, but she
Hamilton.
met Dad in Whangarei when she was a
Okay.
young nurse, and
Yeah.
Dad and Mum got together, and
And there you are. Hawawira, now that's a well-known name. I mean, from up north. Is there any relationship there with Honi and your family? Are you from the same dynasty? Or?
our grandfathers are related, so we're relations.
You are relations?
Yeah.
Anyway, so musically, you picked up the guitar as a young guy and you've just started playing music. You've turned into a professional musician.
Yeah.
Your musical career, did it start at school or just?
It started after school, actually.
Yep.
Actually, when I was younger, I was in foster care as a boy,
Oh, okay.
and one afternoon I'd heard the song Gutter Black. Are you familiar with the song Gutter
Hello
Black?
Sailor, we've had him on the show.
Yeah, Dave McCartney.
Yeah, good old Dave.
There was that one line. It said, "Lying in the gutter, I cut the cord from my mother."
Lying in the
And
gutter.
yeah, and that really resonated with me. And I struck up an
Wow.
idea at that point. I was like, okay, I think that's going to be that's what I want to be as a musician.
Vocation.
I want something, and I want to be good at something. And that
Yeah.
was why I decided to become a musician. My dad was a musician as well, but the inspiration really was through Dave McCartney.
Through Dave McCartney.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So Dave McCartney would have loved to have heard that. God bless him.
He
Hello,
did hear
Sailor.
it. He sung on it.
Oh,
My version, yeah.
Oh,
I
fantastic.
got,
So
I
you
got
worked-
the tick.
So how old were you when you first heard that song?
I was like 11. I think,
11
10
years
or
old,
11. Yeah.
What an
yeah.
inspiration. So, and it's great that you had a Kiwi inspiration rather than something from overseas, you know.
Yeah, I always thought
Just
so.
shows you, yeah.
Yeah, and that's sort of that theme is quite prevalent throughout all my music. I don't really look for overseas for any inspiration.
No, I
look
find
for-
that, and you
everything
really
here.
love your culture, and you bring it all to the fore. You mix it up. When I saw your
Cool.
Greenstone,
Thank
the
you.
song we're going to be playing,
Yeah.
Greenstone and Gold, just blew me away. You know, you really are. You're a drama. You've got drama, man. You are dramatic.
My girlfriend would agree with you.
Yeah, no. But you have drama, and you sell. You know, you really look great on the screen. You could be an actor. You
No.
start looking for acting jobs, you know.
Let's not go there. Maybe Taika Waititi might give me an extra role.
Okay. Now, you do a lot of work. I know you're a very serious young man in the sense that you have a lot of, you know, heartfelt causes and things. And, well, they are, you know, I'm all with it. Things like sexual violence, against sexual violence and things like that. You've been on a tour just last year, right through the country, just about, I think, and you were the entertainment, but you also supported raising funds and doing a lot of work for that anti-sexual violence. Tell me about this, how you got involved with that.
Yeah, well, it was just something that I was introduced to by my partner, and she invited me on a hikoi. It's a Māori word. Hikoi means to march for a particular reason. And I said to her, "Where is it?" She goes, from Auckland to Cape Reinga. And I was like, "What? That's crazy. It's like over 400 kilometres, you know?" And so she invited me on board with Calvin Davis and Russell Harrison. And they drew up the itinerary, and I got involved, and I was the singer and the entertainer on board for the whole 17 days.
And they're the advocates for this sort of...
They're the advocates,
for the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, so...
and so you went on board?
Yeah, I went on board.
Did you do the march?
Yeah, no, not all of the march, but I did the driving and...
You got the good job.
I did.
You saved a lot of shoes.
My partner, she walked the whole way, and she had a bad hip. It was quite crazy.
Yeah.
But I was the tinkler, and I did the haka, and you know, I went into the schools with the kids. And
now there's a movie like Once Warriors, and that sort of portrayed Maori men as sexually violent and all that sort of thing in those days. Put you into a situation where it typecast people.
it's not a Māori problem. It's a people problem, right? So,
exactly.
So all I can say is, look, I'm not a politician, and I'm not technical with anything that I'm saying. All I'm saying is that when I get offered and invited to become, to get on board with something like that, I'm happy to go into the communities to help facilitate education around sexual violence and anti-domestic violence
To everybody.
It's all we can do, really. My Māoritanga is my heritage. It's my identity.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, I was born in the North Shore, in the widest district in Aotearoa. My father spoke pidgin Māori. He liked his boil-ups, but he was a very sophisticated man. But he would also pick watercress as well on the side of the road on the North
Nothing
Shore.
wrong with that. I pick watercress myself.
Go down the creek and pick water. I would go, Dad, get out of here, you're embarrassing.
No, I
us."
love that. I love that.
But so I grew up with a very, very, very limited knowledge of tikanga Māori, which is protocol, te reo Māori, which is te reo, the language. Look, I must say one thing, and if there's anyone out there like myself who grew up a little bit like half caste or whatever, and is curious about their roots, like I was when I grew up, I ended up having to go to performing arts schools to learn tikanga, te reo, and kapahaka. So the man you see before you now has evolved to who I am now through mostly my own education And then going back to the marae a little
Yeah.
bit, but I wasn't raised around the marae, so everything that I know is a lot of it's learnt.
This song that you've written,
Yeah.
just tell me very quickly about how it emanated from you.
Sure.
It's Greenstone and Gold.
It's an anthem. I wrote an anthem like I said to myself, I sat down and says, I've got 3 minutes, I've got start to end, I'm going to write something in between those 2 points that encapsulates the power and the majesty of Aotearoa New Zealand, you know, with our Māori culture, our landscapes, our seas, our uniqueness, you know.
Yeah. Well, I know the video is very powerful. It blew me away when I first saw it. I just couldn't believe it. It's a powerful statement that you make. Classic stuff. And it's called Greenstone and Gold.
Oh, 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 Greenstone and gold. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 Greenstone and gold. Let's go. 'Cause we are blazing, so amazing. All the people in the world will say that when we rock and we roll, our greenstone and gold, our story is yet to be told. 'Cause we are blazing, so amazing. All the people in the world will agree. We're writing wicked melodies, roll off the tongue with ease, like nothing the world has seen. Y'all come from a land where trees are plenty, ain't got much guns or Gucci, rich in history, nuclear free. Bottom of the world is where we lie, less than line down under time. We got our own thing. We got no Wall Street jail, but here our Māori woman wail. We're supernatural. Bottom of the barrel and end of the line, but first to see the sunrise, we're leading, not last in line. 'Cause we are blazing, so amazing. All the people in the world will say that when we rock and we roll, our greenstone and gold, our story is yet to be told. Hey, hey.
Greenstone and Gold. It's powerful stuff. I just recommend it. You know, I just love it. I love it. Now, you're, apart from that, now, have you got some gigs coming up soon so people can go along and see you sing this song?
I do. I've got gigs at the Clevedon Hotel on July the 3rd, 24th and the 31st. That's in July, obviously. And then also in July I've got a couple of Matariki gigs at a few local libraries, but I'll post those up on my music page, which you can
your music
check out.
page, Facebook?
Facebook music page, yes.
You got the Facebook page, so
Yeah.
look it up.
Yeah.
Now you're going to get down and you're going to play your new single for us,
Yep.
Wairua.
Wairua.
Did I get it right that time?
You did.
I'm
You did.
getting better, see? I'm learning. Here's the new single, Wairua.
Wairua, 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 where I lay. Wairua, 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 where I lay. So why is the water from which we are pure? Why is the question that leads to your truth? A wise man can learn from the foolish man too. So why question life when the answer's in you? Why do where I need? It's your why do where I need? Why do where I need? It's your why do where I need? Why's the question that I must stay true? So why's the soil from which I may bloom? What comes before all the things I may do? Why's the question between me and of you? Why do where I need? It's your why do
Wairua. What a beautiful song, Ricky, as I've told everybody. Now, you can very quickly, if you can just explain what that's
At the
about.
very top of Aotearoa is a place called Cape Reinga, or Te Rerenga Wairua.
Yes.
Okay, and there's a place there where spirits go, and that's what the Māori believe the spirits go, and they go scooting down there, and there's a place called Te Ara Wairua, and then before they go to the other side, they look back on the homeland, and the spirits go. So, yeah.
Well, I wish you all the success, man. It's been
You
such a
too.
pleasure talking to you. I've learned so much from you this evening, and I want to thank you for that.
No, it's a pleasure to be on a show that actually cares about musicians. in
Kiwi
New Zealand,
music.
So, kia ora.
That's what it's all about. And kia ora to you too. Kia ora. Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks for joining me here on Rockin' the Planet. Until next week, same time, same place. Keep on rocking.